Welcome to the Nerd Pow Wow. Follow us on YouTube where we upload new videos every Friday, or check us out on your favorite podcast platform. Spoiler warning, we do deep dives on characters, storylines, and theory crafting. With that said, Wayne, what are we talking about today?
Hey, nerds. Nice seeing you. So, we are going to talk about Arkady Grigorovich Rossovich, or commonly known as Omega Red,
Or Mother Russia.
or Mother Russia. So, personally, he's one of my favorite villains. I mean, Mr. Sinister's up there, and Omega Red's pretty darn close. Just the constant battles between him and Wolverine over the years it just piques my interest. I think he's an amazing character. And getting ready for this episode, back into the history, learning about him as a child, he was that classic serial killer. He killed small animals and it went off. And then they say, "Hey, we're going to throw you in the army, the Russian army. We're going to use this killer instinct to our advantage." And then threw him out there. Over the course of his life, he dealt with Wolverine plenty of times. But it's cool to see that he fought with the Hulk, he fought with Iron Man, and countless other characters other than X-Men. He had the carbonadium tendrils. He had death spores as his mutant ability. But the fun thing is those the carbonadium was a poison to him. So if you actually locked him in a room and he couldn't get to anybody, he would eventually die. It's his death spores that actually kept him alive. So he came out in X-Men 4 in January 1992. My first interaction with Omega Red was obviously probably you guys, the animated series with Mother Russia and Colossus episode.
Ileana!
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 Ileana, no!
Ileana!
What about you guys? What's your Omega Red experience?
Yeah, I guess mine's similar in that I know him from the cartoons, but doing some looking into him, and he's just known as a cruel and violent man. He's he victimized several young Soviet women, and was sentenced to death. He survived a fatal gunshot wound to his head thanks to his newly discovered mutant abilities, right? And he was then court-martialed and forced into the USSR because, hey, if you have a war machine that can't be killed, that's just happy to kill. I mean, seems like having a notorious serial killer in the KGB isn't the worst thing in the world for for those guys. So, yeah, I guess made him super soldier program. And his violent tendencies were just seen as a good thing, right? But yeah, and the carbonadium thing, like, I can only imagine, like, having that kind of poisoning, having to like suck the life out of people like that. That sounds like an awful existence for anyone but Arkady.
Yeah, right.
It sounds like it's like, oh wait, I get to do this and not feel bad about it. Not that he'd feel bad in the first place.
They say normal humans, once he started to suck their life force out, he could kill them. It was the mutants and the individuals with power that probably just get hurt from him.
Yeah. I always found that in the comics, for a long time in the comics, he was kind of a whipping boy. He always lost badly early on in the comics. He was like, he had this like fierce ability, and he had all of this cool stuff about him, and yet he was just a wuss in the comics for a long time. He never really stood out as, he was almost B level. And then somebody got a hold of him, and I'm not sure who got a hold of him, and decided to make him much more powerful, much more deadly. They gave him a lot of backstory of things that had happened, like back Banshee, Sean Cassidy was what used to work for Interpol. And Magneto actually hired him to get rid of Omega Red at one point in time. So they did all this like retrofitting and all this back, retro story, and stuff like that, which made him a lot cooler, made him a lot different. And then I liked the rivalry that they created between him and his brother. His brother, Vasily, is the director of Sickle, which is the Russian counterpart to S.H.I.E.L.D. And they're at odds. Vasily is kind of anti-mutant, kind of anti things like that, a lot because he's terrified of his brother. So that was a very interesting dynamic that they made there. So I really enjoyed that. A lot of the stuff they did with him retroactively was way cooler than he was to start.
Yeah.
He was rather lame at first.
Yeah, it seemed like he was introduced in the comic books as more just like, hey, this is a villain. They're fighting him. Here's his powers. Like very kind of undescript origin. And then all of his origin stuff seemed to be in like side comics and stuff. Like it was a little hard to follow. Like what one information source for this character. He's got a bunch of things going.
Yeah, he died
for sure
quite a few times in the comics, and they always brought him back.
If you think about it, go ahead.
Let's say the first time he died was Wolverine stabbed him with Muramasa's blade. Ooh. I guess he must have been part of killing. It seems to happen to Wolverine a lot that somebody kills his love of his life, and he needs revenge. And this was one of the things. Omega Red was part of killing his love of his life.
Well, Wolverine, if he wouldn't have so many loves of his life, he wouldn't have to kill so many people for killing the love of his life. My God,
but Wolverine. This Muramasa blade, it was infused with Wolverine's blood and a piece of his soul. And it took a couple years for him to actually use it and kill Omega Red. Or then Omega Red just to come back to life. So that was a good story arc with that.
Yeah. And if you think about it, he's a kind of the anti-Wolverine. He has a cool metal they made up, carbonadium. It's like it poisons them, and instead of healing, he takes life. Yep. You know what I mean? He's kind of like almost like a perverted version of Wolverine. He has to gain his healing factor through evil, and his this is before we found out we knew carbonadium was poison to Omega Red before we knew that adamantium was poison to Wolverine.
Right.
We didn't know the adamantium counterpart until after Magneto ripped out Wolverine's skeleton. That's how we found it. And Wolverine's mutation was able to continue and he became more powerful.
Yeah.
Because we found out the adamantium's holding him back. So
feral Wolverine.
So carbonadium is more deadly to be around than just adamantium.
Yeah.
Or Wolverine's healing power might be more powerful than Omega Red's death spores. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What kills if the adamantium was in Omega Red and carbonadium was in Wolverine, how that would act differently.
Yeah.
At one point, I don't know the story arc, but I did during my research. Dracula gave Omega Red a carbonadium synthesizer.
The thing that he's been trying to get Wolverine at for this entire time. Dracula's like, I got one of those in the castle. Come on in. Right. Come on in.
So that is about where it stops. I know Dracula gave that to Omega Red, but I don't know if it actually worked or I'm assuming it did. Why would they create a story based upon that? But I thought it was cool that Dracula came in and helped Omega Red. That's just amazing to me.
I love that Dracula has a role in Marvel, He's everywhere.
Dracula's got a role in a lot of stuff.
It's true.
Well, Dracula gave him that synthesizer and it worked, but Dracula had a detonator inside of it so that he could keep a hold over Omega Red. So it works. He's no longer being poisoned by his carbonadium. But Dracula sent him back to Krakoa, fixed, but with the bomb kind of thing. The detonator set up in there.
I listen to that and I think, man, that's really messed up with Dracula. But I think about it a little more, and it's like, man, Omega Red's kind of a little like mini Dracula, like with his powers.
Want to suck
And
your blood.
of all people that could relate with Omega Red, it would be Dracula. Like, oh, you have to kill people to survive. You know, that whole bit, right? Man,
He's
for
fully-
Dracula
he's
to
fully
hold that
vampiric.
over his head, that's crazy.
Yep.
In the animated
Yeah,
series,
he's,
he made 2 appearances in the animated series, minus there was a Danger Room appearance, but that wasn't really Omega Red. That was just Cyclops getting his butt kicked.
Love to see
The
it.
second episode was when they unfroze Omega Red again, and they said, "Hey, you're going to take this sub," and there was a mission with this Russian sub, and Wolverine and Storm went with him down there, and the episode ended with Omega Red being lost in the sub at the bottom of a huge cavern. And when I was researching that this carbonadium's actually poisoning him, my thought is, wouldn't Omega Red just die if there's no life force to suck out and he's at the bottom of an ocean in a sub? So I don't know if the animated series thought of that or maybe had the synthesizer by then.
Weapons do not have feelings.
Oh, if only that were true.
Wolverine's
Yeah,
like, hey,
if they
catch
were-
this desynthesizer, and kicks him into the sub and throws him to the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
Think fast.
Yeah, because it's actually a form of radiation that carbonadium uses.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know how that would work. I mean, maybe and it doesn't say he necessarily has to suck the life force of humans.
No.
You know,
it
so
just
maybe
needs
he's
life force.
somewhere else he could pull. Oh, could you imagine that if he? I'm assuming he requires the need to breathe, but I wonder if he could absorb life fast enough and just maintain drowning the whole time.
Ooh.
How horrible is that? Just drown, but sucking life in the whole time. You guys seen that? Have you seen the show? Oh shit, Charlize Theron's in it. There are a bunch of immortals. It's a good show. It's on Netflix. I'm trying to think of the name of it.
Is
I'll
it,
think
is
of it
it
here in a
kind of
second.
the trope where like the immortal character gets buried alive or drowns or something, and they're stuck kind of reliving that moment every time they come conscious?
Well, that wasn't what the show. The Old Guard is what it's called.
The Old Guard.
So
Never heard of
basically,
it.
The Old Guard. You should watch it. Second season's coming out. If it didn't just, but the idea of it is that these people are mortal and they don't know why they're immortal, and their immortality is finite. Like they'll get killed, shot up, and then heal and be right and and live through it. But then just randomly, one time they don't. Somebody just the last time they get killed and they just don't, and they don't know why. They have no idea. So they just go through life living however 100 years, 200 years, 500 years, doing whatever, and until their immortality wears out, which is really strange. But there was one character that the rest of them got together, they couldn't take her anymore, and they put her in a sarcophagus and threw her in the ocean. So she would have just been drowning and being reawoke, and then drowning and then being reawoke. But that's horrific. That's horrific.
That's brutal. Yeah, I ran into that with Misfits, is an older television show from
Love that
across
show.
the pond. Oh, so good, so good.
Love that show. Good.
If you've seen it, it's a prequel to the Umbrella Academy. At least I think it is.
Sort of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It feels like it. But I forget the name of the actor, but the guy who, he's like, I don't have any fucking superpowers, or whatever, right? He's like, I bet you I have an A-list one. And, they're going through the thing and they never figure out what his superpower is until he dies.
Oh,
and they still don't figure out what his superpower is because he got buried and he is just underground at the end of season 1.
Yeah. Lauren Sasha is a great actor. I love that kid. He's just
know him from the two
his
things,
character in the Umbrella character. Yeah, he's been in other things, but nothing is that I've watched much of.
Yeah.
Because I've tried to find things with him in it because I enjoy his quirky, weird. He's just an odd character, and I just really like him.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. Also, the guy who plays Maximo and the Inhumans is in there too. He's
Yeah,
better known,
he's the
he's
same guy
better
that
known
played
for
the
his
Psycho
Game of
in,
Thrones, right? Or Game of Thrones role, right?
Yeah, he played the time or the one that can kind of jump time a little bit. The
Yeah.
parkour kid. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That character was actually my favorite character. Like he's kind of his future self is back, and that was just a neat show. It was inconsistent as hell because they kept losing people and had new people coming on and all kinds of stuff. But
the later seasons got pretty rough there. But
but it was still entertaining. I really liked that show a lot. Did you ever watch that, Wayne?
No, I haven't.
Bunch of British kids doing community service.
Yeah.
They're degenerates.
Yeah, they're just
Every one of them is
juvenile
a fucking
delinquents.
degenerate.
They're not good
It's
people.
called Misfit.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
They are not good. They are not good humans. And they're like scrubbing graffiti off of this wall. And this weird freak storm happens, and they all get superpowers. And their superpowers are kind of bizarre. Like what was it? The one kid could replay like a couple minutes. Like you could step back just a couple minutes.
Yeah, you can see a
So he
couple
could, like,
minutes
replay
into
a
the future,
thing.
and he's like, and so like
Yeah.
something big happens, and he's like, "Ooh, guys, we need to turn back," or something big. It's like, guys, we need to stop. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then there's the girl that touches
I need that
somebody,
power.
and they immediately start, having a real good time with them.
Yeah, like she's got her
the
physical
orgasmo touch.
Yeah. If she gets her physical touch, immediately makes people like passionate and in love with her and over sexualized, and she hates it. It stops her from being able to have anything special with anybody. It's crazy. It's a good show.
It's like a rope
And
that makes you feel gross afterwards.
Yeah. What did the one girl with the heavy I don't know if it was Cockney or whatever accent it was. The one girl with the heavy accent.
Yeah,
what was
she
her
had the
power?
Cockney accent. Laura and I periodically will just be like, "I fucking love ya," because
Yeah.
it's one of the standout
What was her
lines.
power though?
Her power was mind reading. Because the
Oh,
first
that's
episode,
right.
she
Yeah.
hears that dog talking. It's like, "Oh, I'm licking my bollocks right here. Now I'm gonna lick your face." Oh
Yeah.
man! But
Robert Sheehan. I said her name. That actor's name is Robert Sheehan.
okay,
The girl's name is Lauren Sasha, the Cockney girl. But yeah, Robert Sheehan is the guy's character.
if I'm not
God, that was a good show.
mistaken, that girl was also on the TV show Ted. I think.
Really?
I think so. I think
It was
that
on Ted?
Yeah, I think so. Ted Lasso. I'm sorry. Yeah, Ted Lasso.
Oh, Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Oh, Ted Lasso. That's different.
That is different.
Big
That is
difference.
way different. Yep. Whoa,
Yeah, I
way
was
different
like-
characters. I think
But
she
yeah,
was. I think she was the one girl in there, but I could be wrong. Face
I
looks
don't- I
very
don't-
similar.
Yeah, but yeah, it was just a good. It was just a good show.
Yep. Good little gem.
Yeah, it was a good little gem.
Before some of our superhero conventions too. Like I think, but there wasn't much out at the time. Like what, early mid 2000s, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, good show. But none
It
of
was.
them had a carbonadium synthesizer. But you know who did? That bastard Wolverine, and Omega Red's gonna fucking get it. I just love that,
Yeah, I don't
that
know.
Wolverine's like, I know where your cure is, but I'm not gonna give it to you because you suck.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
That first animated series with Omega Red. Colossus was a little much with the Ileana.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a very good episode.
Yeah.
Um,
Like how the team comes together to defeat Omega Red.
yes.
And I saw a clip of the anime version of X-Men with Omega Red in there. I thought that was a pretty cool depiction.
That's the thing. You guys mentioned in an earlier podcast of the anime Wolverine, Marvel Wolverine. And
Yeah.
I have not seen it yet, but I did watch a clip of the battle. It's such a long battle and an amazing battle. Omega Red's just beating the crap out of Wolverine the whole time. And then Wolverine wins. But it was amazing. And one of the story arcs with Omega Red in the comics is now I don't have all my facts on this. However, Wolverine was captured. And Wolverine was sent to fight Omega Red, and they fought for 17 hours. Omega Red won this battle. But 17 hours, even with healing factors, that's gotta take a toll.
Yeah, I can only imagine feeling that much pain for that long and dealing. Ugh.
Yeah, honestly, like that's another mutant. That's an inhuman stamina.
Yeah,
It sure is.
Even highly conditioned humans cannot fight for even sport fight for longer than like 5, 10, 15
2 minutes,
maybe.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's a highly conditioned. That's just sport fighting. An actual life or death fight? No way, man. That's
17
an
hours.
amazing amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I mean, a portion of that is because he was augmented with the Soviet experiment. So he's like an enhanced mutant in the first place. Yeah. So that's where a lot of that comes from too. Just like that enhanced stamina, really.
Yep.
But man, fighting against Wolverine for that long, there's going to be so much damage. I would think it would come down to healing factor versus stamina.
Yeah.
And that, like, I would assume that Omega Red would lose over time with the healing factor.
Even with
unless
his
he's pulling life from Wolverine.
Just keep.
Oh shit! Yeah, he is just pulling that energy from Wolverine, isn't he?
Yeah,
exactly. He's draining Wolverine the whole time he's fighting.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wolverine's like the ultimate meal.
It's true.
You know what I mean? He just. I mean, I think the most vicious thing I've ever seen him do is that you guys know who the Acolytes are. They were the Acolytes were a group of mutants that were put together by Magneto. Come on, and he
was it Acolytes or was it it was with geez. I can picture them now. They were up on Asteroid M.
Yep.
With them.
Yeah, Fabian Cortez was their leader, et cetera, et cetera. There were a bunch of them, but there was one guy. He was an Inuit guy. He could do something with the weather. He could control like electrical fields, Earth's magnetic field. I don't remember a lot about him because he wasn't like a main character, but he had a weird name. He was an Inuit name, so I don't remember it. But he hated Omega Red because Omega Red ripped his arms off. He had 2 prosthetic arms because Omega literally tore his arms off. Like he was nasty. So, but yeah, he was. He was not much of a character, but he was. That was just funny. He was literally there to show something nasty that Omega Red had done.
So you mentioned Fabian Cortez, and that just reminds me of the 5th season of X-Men, where the animation was off. And there was an episode with Apocalypse and Fabian Cortez. They turned Beast into this crazy monster, and Jubilee head bangs. And so it's funny with the 5th season, all the voices were the same, but all the animation was like really off, really poor. It's better than I can draw, but
yeah.
If you're using that as the mile
marker,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like saying, the bench guy in an NBA basketball team sucks. No, he could run rings around me.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, it just reminds me of Fabian Cortez and with the Apocalypse in that episode and just the graphics of it. It just reminds me of it.
And Fabian Cortez is another character that doesn't get a lot of play. He shows up every so often, but he's got a cool power. He can enhance other mutants.
Yeah.
He basically boosts their power. He's a living power cell for mutants. And I think one of these nasty mutants should get him and put him in a box. Just use them as a battery to amplify. Like, why hasn't
that's a good plot. Be right in the stem.
Yeah, like Apocalypse. He would be a great horseman of Apocalypse.
He really would.
He would greatly amplify the other abilities. And it seems like something that would work for Apocalypse. Apocalypse is always trying to make these better mutants, change them, alter them. He's made some crazy alterations to different ones that he's made Horsemen, and yeah, it's kind of just. But he just, like I said, he just
Eh.
Yeah, he just doesn't have much. He's just one of those characters that never really made it to
No.
like mainstream.
It seems like a lot of these characters that have a power that really can wipe out a whole bunch of mutants, a whole bunch of people, even blow up a planet. It seems like they really dumb them down a little bit because once it's destroyed, it's over. So they want the story to continue, and I think he's one of those characters.
Yep. Well, and there's characters that are like, they seem like they would get exploited a lot, like Artie Maddox. He's Leech.
Oh yeah.
Poor Leech.
Poor Leech.
Poor Leech.
Artie is Big Eyes. What is Leech's real name? Artie is the one that is from X Factor that could do the show the bubbles and show where people were. Maybe Leech's name is Leech. It is. It's just Leech. Okay.
Okay.
But that's the he's the ultimate thing. He can't turn it off. So if you're just near him, you don't have powers. So that just seems like he would just be ultimately exploited. You get one of these technology or magic-based villains, and no mutant is a threat. You just keep Leech in a box, keep him in a backpack. He's just throw him in a backpack.
Like Gizmo.
Put a feeding tube in.
Yep.
And you just carry around, and no more mutant problem. But
when Leech was in the animated series, I liked him. He was all right. Let go of my fruit. As he's stealing fruit from the common market.
Let go of my fruit.
Let go of my fruit. But they put him in X-Men 97, and you just feel so bad because Magneto looks at him as right before he vaporizes.
Yeah.
And he promised him no one will you'll never have to be afraid again. And all of a sudden,
Magneto was right.
Freaking Magneto. I like Moriaibane's kind of, what if Magneto's the good guy and Xavier's the bad guy? What if that's actually what Marvel Comics is, X-Men is?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, to some degrees.
Yeah.
There are times.
Is it good or bad?
It depends, writers and it's quite possible they're both bad guys. I refuse to. I refuse to believe that Xavier's a good guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fuck that guy. I don't.
Yeah, I guess
I'm just not a fan.
Their struggle kind of transcends good and evil, and just comes down to what they believe is right or wrong in their own kind of moral window.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's a single mainline X-Men character that hasn't gone like, Xavier did what? or questioned him, or has a almost a PTSD from him. I mean, I think maybe the most loyal to him is maybe Wolverine, just because I don't know. Magneto or Xavier has seemed to really try to help Wolverine.
Right.
Although at the same time, he's put blocks in Wolverine's head that Wolverine didn't know about as well. So it's like he's just taking liberties all over the place with his powers. I mean, he's a monster. That's who he's about it.
Yeah, because even with Jean Grey, how many mental blocks they put in her, and then when the Phoenix exploited all those mental blocks, she kind of went nuts.
Yeah, in the movies and animated and stuff like that, that was a big part of it. I mean, in the comics, that's the Phoenix has nothing to do with mental blocks and stuff like that. It's an alien life force.
Yeah.
But still, like, and not to mention, she's this young teenage girl starting up, and he's all crushing on her and stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is creepy.
Not good.
It's fucking creepy. Like, come on,
Charles, please.
Oh, Charles.
I think Chuck's gonna need to register somewhere. Everybody needs to know that he lives in their town.
So you see Wolverine fights with Omega Red quite a bit over the years. And it seems like it's almost a stalemate. Wolverine seems to come on top more times than not.
He's the good.
But it does seem like a stalemate. What character could just obliterate Omega Red? Because I would even say if he's fighting the Hulk, imagine power or the life force he could pull out of the Hulk to be incredibly powerful. So what creature, what person could really actually go after Omega Red, do you think?
I think regardless of what brand of serial killer you have, the best tool to use against that person is another serial killer. So I'm going to throw my vote in the ring. I think Cletus Cassidy Carnage could beat Omega Red. And I think it would be a fun fight. I think that would be fun.
I think a lot of the symbiotes, I think would have a lot to. It depends on what his death spore does to the symbiote.
True.
You know how it affects the symbiote, but I think the power-wise, like power gamut. But I also think that Omega Red is subject to range.
That's true.
I think there's like Cable. Cable takes him out half-mile away. Storm. You know what I mean? Cooks him from the sky before outside of the range of his spores.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I think he's not going to close that gap. I think that would be the thing. Most of the time, if you see the villains that they pit him, or the heroes they pit him against for fun in the comics and everything, are always melee. You never see Omega Red versus Cyclops, Storm. You don't see these people because really.
It's funny.
So it's like,
It's funny you mention Storm, because the one fight Wayne you were talking about in the X-Men animated series, I'm sitting there watching, and Storm's like, the winds of snow, and it's starting to get snow on him, but she's doing this like 10 feet from his fucking face, so he's just like,
he actually whacked her at one point.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, are you fucking stupid, Storm? Come on, I know you know better than this.
Yeah, get a mile up or something.
Any amount of range. It's not like you don't have to sit there. Jesus.
Yeah.
Storm, your cold hurt him.
Yeah.
She likes wide open spaces, so just go up there in the sky.
And why would you have Iceman on the team? Why would you ever choose Snow? Let Ice Guy do ice stuff.
That's fair.
Let's shoot him with electricity. Let's blow him up with a lightning bolt. Very few things can handle what is that from 9.26 gigawatts or whatever from. But I still think that the guaranteed win, and I've said it before, I think she's the most powerful character in almost the Marvel universe, with the exception of intergalactic beings, is Kitty.
Okay, all right.
Shadowcat. She just pulls him into the ground and lets go. Now he's the ground. I don't care how badass he is. You're molecularly blended. You're blended with them on a molecular level with whatever was below you. Like, you're just done. You can't set. They make this mistake in comics and a lot of things like that, where people get their like phasing between something and they're half phased and they break out of it. They don't. That's not how that works. Your molecules are passing by the molecules of that object you're passing through. So if suddenly you're not phased anymore, your molecules are sitting next to the molecules of you are now part of it. There's no.
You're going to be well incorporated.
Separating you.
Yeah.
There's no separating you. You cannot be separated.
They did that pretty well in the show From. There was a point where somebody was able to teleport. That person teleported, and they ended up inside of the side wall of the pool. And just like part of their faces sticking out, like they're just falteringly like almost talking, and like they're just in such a bad position. They have to put him out of his misery. But awful position. Teleporting, I don't recommend it, even if you know what you're doing.
No,
honestly. Not a good call.
I love the idea of simultaneous transportation. I love that idea. But give me a wormhole. Give me a pocket dimension. Give me tearing the fabric of the space-time continuum. I don't care. Do not break me down into small particles and push me through things.
I don't want to
Like,
technically have to die
no.
anytime I go to get the mail or whatever. Like, that's ridiculous.
Right. Like, no.
Because even with Star Trek, they said the transporter it's impossible. Because if you take the molecules, the atoms, and everything, you have to put everything back together exactly the way they are. Yeah. Or the person's done.
Yep.
It's not possible.
Here's the inconsistency that always bothered me with the transporters. So if you've got a technology that's good enough to break you down and beam you as energy from point A to point B and reconstruct you, you've just cured all disease, all mutation, all injuries.
Aging.
You could be on your deathbed.
Aging.
Yeah, aging. You're immortal. Because if you can build or break it down and build it, you can build it different on the other end. There's nothing. If you have the technology to build it perfectly, you just build it. Or when you're at perfect health, you take a scan of your body at perfect health. Now, every time you teleport, you use that scan.
Huh.
That's it. That's all you'd ever have to do. There's no such thing as the need for a med bay ever again, because you're perfect every time. So it's like that's why I just like it doesn't work.
That's fair. If somebody gets hurt and they get beamed back up to the ship, they shouldn't be hurt anymore, right?
Right.
You just gotta hand them like a blood bag before they leave, so they can kind of have enough raw materials.
There's a series of books. One of them
get all incorporated in you.
Yeah. Ugh. There's a series of books. One of them is Doom Ship, I think it's called. But the idea is this is how teleporting works in this world. They just make an exact copy of you at your destination. That's all. It's an exact copy of you.
I like that.
So yeah. So the thing is, there's now two of you. And so the main character works for the military. He's kind of like black ops, blah blah blah, and he gets sent on suicide missions. So he sends a copy of himself on suicide missions, but the copy wakes up at the mission and is like, "Oh no, I'm the copy," because he doesn't know when he wakes up. Until he sees his environment that he's the copy, because it's an exact copy. All the memories up till the second he transported or was created. So now he's just fucked. It's like the ultimate awful, like, flip of the coin. You're the copy, so you get stuck on the suicide thing. It's screwed up. And they even it's happened so much that they even have laws in the books. They have laws that two people that have been copied have to be separate. For such a period of time, so that they can be different enough that they become two different individuals. Because if they keep having the same experiences, they will not become individuals. I mean, it's really screwed up. It's a weird ass thing to even think about. And then there was people deciding to kill the original. So when you wanted to go somewhere new, they just burn your original body down, and the copy is born. Like, no, you're dying. You're dying. And now there's a copy of you. It is not you.
Not anymore.
Like, if there's any chance of any theology whatsoever, you've just thrown it out the window.
Well, it doesn't say it makes an extra soul, so,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
When that goes up
it's throwing...
No?
Right. If there's any kind of theology, if there's a soul, and you destroy the original... the copy is created as soulless, or does something latch you over?
Yeah. That's how you make homunculus. Soulless beings. Yeah. No, we figured it out. Soul goes to heaven. You're good to go. There's some soulless being walking the earth.
Right. And I even had ideas like, what if it happens? What if you teleport from point A to point B, and it just dislodges whatever connects your soul to you? It just dislodges it. So now your soul could find your new body, but it's no longer necessarily anchored like it was originally. So now your soul, so you can astral. You can be astral now as well as having a body. I just thought that would be kind of an interesting little story side thing.
This kind of butts up with one of my core beliefs, and that is twins have to share a soul.
It's why I can see it.
Twins share a soul.
I can see it, but there's two. It should be two minds, and if there's two minds, there's two souls, right?
Is the mind the soul, or is the soul completely different from mind and body?
Well, I like to think the mind is really where your personality, the person you are, starts. Because
that's a very logical way to look at it, Wayne.
Yeah,
but a theist, I think they would see that. You have the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit's supposed to be that that ghost or your that essence. So I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah,
twins.
There's so many good stories to be told off of ideas with souls and how the idea of how they work, because like the idea that souls are recycled. A truth of the universe, as we know it anyway, is that no matter can be destroyed or created at all. We cannot destroy or create matter. That is a fact in our physics.
It's a matter of fact.
So it's a matter of fact.
Matter.
All you can do is if you destroy something, you just create energy, which then it doesn't matter. It's a finite amount of things, as far as we can tell. You cannot create something new. You can only alter something that's already existed, which is fascinating in and of itself. The idea that there's a finite amount of things. But if you apply that to something like souls, so say souls, that rule, that physics applies to them. So we think about how like civilization has goes through these like ups and downs and everything else, and how it almost seems like sometimes that we used to be more than we are now. Like everybody, we don't have that like innovation that we've had in the past. We're not building pyramids now. You know what I mean? We're not building these amazing things. And so it's this idea that maybe the souls are actually degrading.
Oh,
the souls that we've been using over and over and over are just degrading. They've just been used up so much, and there needs to be some kind of reset. It's just another cool idea.
There's a full book series for that. It's called Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Oh yeah, I know what that is. Yeah.
There you go. Yep. That's how you nourish your soul and bring it back to its former glory.
Yeah. But yeah, I just love that. I love going down that path from a fictional, just for fiction, just for cool stories.
Yeah.
The ideas we could do with it. So.
Yeah. And if the soul is your mind and your brain, is it the actions that you choose to take? Or is it the things that you think about and those thinking thoughts and those types of things, right? What is really soul?
I think it's all the above. Yeah. I think it's everything you do, whether you do it out of instinct, whether you do it out of thought. It's just everything that you do is your soul.
Yeah. My thing is, to me, the soul has to be the energy behind us, what like the core structure, because an injury can make you a different person.
Oh goodness, yes.
100% make you a different person. It can make your core beliefs different. It can make how you function. So you can't injure a soul, as far as I know, by getting a head injury. You know what I mean? So I have a hard time feeling like the soul is who we are. But I do think it's a possibility that it's what we are. So when you strip the soul away from the body, that it's a completely different thing. It's a different level, a different type of awareness than we're aware using our brain and our senses. It's a totally different kind of awareness.
It's also something that we can't see, touch, feel, or measure, right? So.
Right.
Realistically, it could be, something that transcends any of our knowledge or abilities to even gauge or, think about these. We might just
Exactly.
not have the knowledge as a species to really understand what a soul actually is, if it does or does not exist.
Right. It's quite possible that. So, like, here's a fact that it's a simple fact and it's an absolute truth, but it blows your mind when you think about it. Our only way to interpret what is real and what is fiction is our senses. We cannot decipher reality without our senses. You wouldn't, like, if you couldn't see, hear, smell, taste, whatever, you wouldn't know what was real or what isn't real. That's what dreams are.
Yeah.
Your dreams become fantastical and outside of the realm of what you can and can't do because you're not being led by your senses. You're being led by your brain. So this is what like sensory deprivation chambers do, and you get like these big enlightening experiences and stuff like that. Because so there's quite possibly a lot of things happening in reality all the way around us that we just don't have a sense for.
Yeah.
We just don't have a sixth sense or a seventh sense or whatever that can perceive things that are happening right in front of us or right around us that we just simply can't perceive. So, we don't need other dimensions. We don't need, like, talk about heaven, hell, all these things. They don't have to be somewhere. They could be right here. And we just can't perceive it.
Arguably,
which is
I
really
think
cool.
A lot of people choose to live in hell.
Yeah, but I'm just, like I said, I just think it's kind of cool that the idea that, in all honesty, there could be a greater reality all the way around us, and we are just simply not built to perceive it.
It's almost like pistol shrimp, or those crabs that have like 2 or 3 extra cones or rods in their eyes, right? And so they can see so many more spectrums of light. And it's something that we can't really comprehend because we can't see that light. And somebody who has a condition that they can see that extra light, same with them. Like we really can't even perceive of it. Almost the same as somebody colorblind, right? Somebody colorblind, they can't perceive certain colors correctly, right? I get that.
Trust me, I know.
Oh,
because you can't. I'm colorblind. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm red-green. I have the red-green colorblind. But what's messed up about that is there's no way to explain color. You can only explain color by comparison. You can only say red is the color of this. This is red. You cannot explain. You cannot explain a color. It's impossible. You don't have any basis for it.
It's just what you've been told over your life. Like, this is red.
But this is what's strange is that it isn't that I, like, with me. So take gray, for instance. I see a lot of times I see gray as a purple or a green, and stuff like that, but it's actually gray. Like those gray cats, cats that have that, like, I forget the breed, but they're kind of grayish with the black dark in them. Yeah. They look very green to me.
You're seeing green cats over
they don't
here?
make green cats.
Cat.
Yeah.
Don, that's pretty fucking
cats.
sick. I gotta admit.
My whole
you're
life.
seeing green cats.
But I do, but those cats are green to me. But the reason they're green to me is because gray is a bunch of colors. So what's happening is one color is not being perceived. So it's being taken out of the pile of colors. And I'm seeing what's left. So it's really odd. Like, it's this really strange thing. But to the benefit also, the colorblind people see things in a little sharper definition. They actually used to use colorblind people to as spotters for bombers on planes because they could see through the camouflage. Camouflage doesn't work right because they're looking at the lines. They could see it. So there were a lot of colorblind people used for spot through camouflage, which is interesting because of the way the eyes work. So yeah, it's neat. It's just a different kind of thing. So, but who knows? Who knows what we perceive and what we see? There's really no way. So
that's definitely interesting. My dad was colorblind, so I got a little taste of it when I was a kid. I used to, Dad, what color is that? Dad, what color is that? He's like, well, I know it's red, but that's because my life has told me it's red.
Yeah.
So your red and his red are totally different.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. And we would know if what I see is red, you see is yellow. There's no way to know that.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Which is
It's
just
as much as
crazy.
like I'm pointing at something as like, what color is that? And no, it's not red, it's green, or it's definitely interesting.
There's a lot of fundamental things that we take for granted all of the time that are way more fascinating than we give it credit for.
Yeah.
Like just fascinating. So, yeah. And I have this thing, like people are always like looking for like meaning or looking for why is it like this or whatever. And I have fully accepted that it's quite possible that there isn't meaning. That's just reality. Reality could be without meaning. There doesn't have to be a meaning for anything. Reality could be a meaningless thing.
But if there isn't a meaning for reality, then there's no harm to ascribing one, right?
Yeah. Right. I'm just saying, it's like you can find meaning for your life, your individual. You can find all the meaning you want. But these people that are looking like, why do humans exist? Well, it's quite possible that that's just reality.
Yeah, it's just
period.
We do.
It just is what it is. That we have to accept the fact that reality can be without meaning.
Yeah.
There's no reason. I mean, it may not. I'm open to the fact that it's not. It's a possibility, but it's also a possibility that there is no meaning to life. Life is just life. Yeah. That's just how things are.
It's possible that this is just an AI simulation and none of this is actually real.
Yeah.
No, this is real.
You think?
Don't even get me into the Don't even get me into those suggesting the Well World series, you guys.
Oh, okay.
There's a series called The Well World, Jack L. Chalker. Highly recommend. But that's the entire thing. This race of creatures attain like a godhood. They want something, they can just summon it. I mean, they're literally, and they grow bored. They feel like somewhere in their evolution, somewhere in their processing through time, they missed something. So they decide to start all over. So they create a world called the Well World, and they use that. It's basically a giant computer, and it overlays a reality on top of reality. And they seed that entire reality with themselves, starting over as mortals in a million different kinds of races. They create all different kinds of races and creatures and aliens and everything else, and they just seed themselves in the universe and die out. Just start over once again. And this Well World just maintains this overlaid reality that's on top of it. And there's one guy who's an immortal, and he's the one who maintains the well. He maintains it. If anything ever happens or whatever, he maintains it. It's a great series of books. Highly recommend. But yeah, that idea of like that they're just like this overlaid reality on top of what's actually reality is interesting.
Yeah. Like another dimension of sorts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or just like we're living in a what's that what's it called? Like when those like the Pokemon game where you see the real background on your phone, but they there's a name for that. Like you see the Pokemon like it's with you. There's a name for those type of games.
Oh, AR AR mode?
They did the zombie game. No, they the zombie games where you can see what's actually there through your camera, but they're just putting something on the thing so you can see it through the camera.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But you know what I mean.
It's called.
There's a name for it. And I don't know, but anyway, enhanced reality. I don't know, forget what it's called, but anyway, but that's the kind of thing where you're seeing reality, but you're being fed some things that aren't necessarily real. So there's no way to tell the difference. So,
and that's okay.
Yeah.
I like my dinosaurs in my world.
You know what? I agree with
that. Augmented reality, AR.
Augmented,
that's what they're called.
Oh, AR. Yeah,
reality.
You said AR.
Yeah,
AR games.
Yeah. We all got there. Same place.
Oh, you said AR? My bad.
Yeah. I might have said IR. I either way.
Oh, but yeah, AR, augmented reality games.
Yep.
But
good stuff.
But yeah, it is.
Nerds,
it's interesting.
Any other Omega Red stuff that we might have missed? I mean, we talked about the animated series.
True.
I think he made a short appearance in '97, if I remember correctly. Did he? It was very brief. Yeah, I want to say I remember him in there, but I don't remember where I saw him in there.
I don't think I saw him in '97.
Okay, might be wrong, but hopefully he makes an appearance in the second or third season.
I hope so.
I would love to have Omega Red.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
I know he was in the original animated series, but I don't know if he was in '97.
And then I've really got to watch that Wolverine anime.
Yeah.
He was a minor antagonist in X-Men '97. He was.
Really?
That's what I thought,
What?
but I can't remember where I saw him, but I remember seeing him.
Yeah, I said supporting antagonist in X-Men the animated series and a minor antagonist during the first season of X-Men '97. I'm trying to remember where we saw him.
All right, nerds, there's your homework. We got to find Omega Red in '97.
Yeah.
You just broke me. I can't. I don't remember.
I mean, and it's possible this is wrong, but it's coming out of.
See, my mind remembers him being in it.
Fandom. They have some images of him. We'll definitely have to.
Yeah.
He makes a non-speaking cameo appearance in X-Men '97's three-part episode "Tolerance is Extinction" as a member of the Winter Guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, I think he's a flash in the pants in the show.
Yeah. And they did that with a lot of
Very
characters.
forgettable.
Especially when on Genosha, they just kind of flashed over, and there's a whole bunch of characters.
Oh, there's a ton.
And I wish they wouldn't put him in. Yeah, I wish they wouldn't put him in the Winter Guard because I like the Winter Guard, and he doesn't belong there. They're heroic. You know what I mean? The Winter Guard. I mean, they have that Russian twist on everything, but they're very. Well,
they do say after Krakoa, Omega Red did get less homicidal. Now, that doesn't mean he's not homicidal; just less homicidal.
Let's not judge too harshly.
Right? I mean, exactly.
He's showing growth.
Exactly. You can't just stop killing. It's like an addiction. You can't just stop it cold turkey.
He's moved on from young women to just older people. So it's growth.
Yeah. Well, because in the comics he was never part of the Winter or the Winter Guard. That's purely for the '97. Yeah. So they're, like I said, they're the Russian heroes. They shouldn't have this homicidal psychopath in there. I mean, they had a couple, like the Crimson Dynamo is a little nuts, but
with X-Men '97, Apocalypse looks like he's going to be the main antagonist, but who knows? Season 3, who's going to be the main at that point?
Yeah,
the X-Men are going to defeat Apocalypse, we think.
Ooh,
and go to season 3.
What if Omega Red's one of the Horsemen?
Well,
he really should be. He'd be a great Pestilence.
Yeah, hasn't that happened before?
Famine. He'd be a better Famine.
Here's the thing. They've set it up where Wolverine got his adamantium back to be Death, but Gambit was resurrected to be Death. So, what's X-Men '97 going? Where are they going with that?
Yeah. Or, of course, I didn't even think about Omega Red could be Death. I mean, he literally has Death spores.
Right.
That's fair.
I didn't even think about that. I'm like, maybe that's the.
I like your first thought on that. Pestilence sounds fitting for Omega Red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can't think of too many killers that are just like, or too many villains that are just toxic like that, just passively.
Anything with Omega Red doing other than what he normally does, whether he became Pestilence, whether he became Death, what if he became good? I mean, that would be definitely an interesting conversation.
He was good. He'd have to be like a Venom like superhero or something like that, where he's like eating villains because he still has to have his carbonadium poisoning, right?
Yeah. So I would see that Russia would have to have taken over the world. And
okay.
Now he's Russia's bad or good boy. He's the one that keeps Russia in power, and that would be the way I would see he would be good.
They would also have to completely wipe his mind, just put a new, less sick, twisted, demented mind.
Yeah, that too.
Even Russia doesn't love. They're not willing. They're willing to use him,
Yes.
But they don't love him. He's not.
No,
he's
no.
not going to be the
No, they
Red
keep
Guardian or anything.
They keep freezing him.
Yeah. But my favorite pestilence though was Plague, the original one in the comics. And she was a Morlock. She just was. I don't know. She was kind of just like background character, but I thought that was just perfect for.
That's the one from the
For that
animated
one.
series. That's how they went. They went that route with her.
Yeah, that's who she was originally in the comics too.
That's cool.
It was the Morlock. So, I really wish they would do something with the X-Men with the Marauders and the whole purging of Sinister's whole purging of the Morlocks and any weak mutants he could find and stuff like that. That's how Angel was forged into Archangel. Like Harpoon literally pinned him to the wall through his wings, and his wings had to be amputated because they were so bad. And because that's the way that Angel happened. Angel's wings were had to be amputated, and he was distraught. He was just beyond. And he took an airplane, and everybody thought he killed himself, but he wasn't actually doing that. He was actually just flying, and Apocalypse took him and redid him.
The plane was.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's true.
Poor guy.
But when Apocalypse took him, so that was such a great series. Ugh.
Poor Angel.
But poor Angel. And there was a lot about Angel like that didn't get played up enough. Like Angel has a lot of powers that are outside of his Archangel form and outside that people don't know. Like he has super sight, he has all kinds of bird-like abilities that never get talked about. They never really play that up. So
that would be good. He was one of the original X-Men. So I mean, I don't know other than of him. I don't know his whole story arc to the point where Apocalypse gets him. He becomes Archangel. That would be a nice homework session to just go from
Angel's
the beginning to the
great.
end.
I'd like that. Yeah, Angel's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's really cool because for a while there he was just kind of Angel. Because the things that people don't know, like Angel was part of the Champions. Him and Iceman and the Beast became part of the Champions with Hercules and all those other guys. I think he was part of the Defenders for a bit. I mean, he's done a lot of different things outside of the X-Men. And he's a philanthropist. He's a billionaire. He's extremely rich. And so that factors into it. And then all the stuff with X Factor. If you want to really get the best of Angel, read the original X Factor that's when the original X-Men came back and formed their own team. It was kind of. Do you guys know the basis of the original X Factor? What that was all done? What that was supposed to be?
I would need to review it. I mean, I've read a lot of X Factor, but
well, the original idea is the original X-Men came back, and they disguised themselves as mutant hunters. And what they were actually doing is saving mutants. So everybody's turning in these mutants and everything else, and X Factor's going and saving them. And they have suits and everything. They're like anti-mutant, but it's Cyclops, Jean, Beast, Iceman, and Angel. But there's what the hell's his name? I can't think of his name. But there's a guy that he's like the money man for Angel, and this guy is actually anti-mutant, and he becomes he gets into the whole cybernetics. He was the one that was actually behind a lot. He's a really interesting Cameron Hodge. That was his name.
Oh, yeah.
So Cameron Hodge was originally worked for Angel. He was like Angel's right-hand man.
Mm-hmm.
And he that was how all the original X Factor stuff was really different than what it ended up becoming. That's where Ship came from, the Celestial Ship and all that other stuff. There was all kinds of neat stuff with that. It was a good time.
I remember Ship from the X-Men animated series when Ship went into the ocean and Beast just cried.
Yep.
Rogue's like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, sugar.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
Shug.
sugar.
Good stuff. All right, guys.
It
Well,
is.
Do you think we're ready to wrap here?
I think so. We talked
yeah.
a lot of Mega Red, and I had a great time, guys. This was fun.
Yeah, it was good to get together.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sirs.
All right,
Oh,
guys.
hey, John. Before we cut out here, earlier, you said that Omega Red was kind of Marvel's whipping boy for a little while there. Was the pun intended?
With the tendrils.
I mean, yes, absolutely. No,
Okay,
actually,
all right,
it was
perfect.
completely incidental. No, it was completely accidental. That's
All
funny,
right.
though.
All right. That's good, guys. All right. We'll catch y'all later. Nerds,
All right.
let us
Peace
know
out.
in the comments what you want to see. We'll see you guys.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Well, step aside and watch how my adoring fans flock to me.